Welcome to another Challenge Alice!
Thank you for that introduction and welcome back to another Challenge Alice. Today we're getting a bit more artsy again. I'm going to try and follow along with a Bob Ross art tutorial on a t-shirt. I personally hadn't heard of Bob Ross until about 3 months ago, so big shame on me for that. I've seen a lot of people try to follow Bob Ross tutorials with different implements, so different like cake frosting or condiments or things like this. So I thought I would get on the bandwagon and try with fabric paints on a t-shirt. Now I have already my colors. There are a couple of other colors he says. I mean, this is as close to the colors of his that I can get. Fancy looking fabric paint set. A lovely assortment of paint brushes and palette knives and anything I could possibly need, I think. And the one thing I can't do is obviously prep it to blend. So blending's gonna be fun. I've also got the GoPro here to try and record what's going on the canvas. So we're just gonna get straight in and see how this goes. Firstly, if I can follow a Bob Ross tutorial, and also if you can replicate it with fabric paints on a t-shirt. Let's start with the biggest paintbrush I have, which is not very big. I'm just gonna kind of wet the t-shirt, because I think that's gonna help a bit. Black and blue. Just have a good time with this. Just going a bit crazy. That's very black, Bob. Mine's very black. I'm gonna add more blue. Because the thing I always love about watching Bob Ross tutorials is he's just like, have fun with it. It doesn't matter what it looks like. Just go crazy and blend out and just go nuts with your brush. I'm like, that's great. That sounds like my kind of painting. Try a bit of, oh god, I ruined that, that was stupid. That actually might work. Ooh, maybe get a bit of water. Yeah, look at that, that's a bit better. Not too bad. It's a stormy winter night with maybe some lightning or some rain coming down. All right, there's the sky, I guess. Okay, wait, you're blending all the way to the red. Oh my god, okay, that's a lot to do. I don't have enough paint mix here. Blend it all the way to the sky. I'm thinking, God, I can just feel people cringing at me as I do this. I'm thinking if I go for like a, I'm gonna bring the sky down a bit to kind of give us a bit more, oh God. It looks really stormy and sad and depressing, and I don't yet know how I'm gonna save this. Note to self, next time I want to do this, get a bigger paintbrush. This is the biggest paintbrush I have. Welcome back. I paused because that took forever to do that bottom section. So that would have been boring for you guys to watch, but I have learned a lot about trying to blend with these paints, how these paints are kind of sitting. So I'm feeling good moving forwards. I'm worried about how dark it is because it is very, very dark. And I'm now worried about layering paints on top of it, but we will see what happens. This is all an experiment. Also, I found out that palette knives are great for scraping paint off the floor when you drop your palette. 2 minutes into his video. This has taken me 40 minutes already. Happy accidents. It's gonna be a stormy winter scene then. It's supposed to be darker at the bottom and get lighter towards the pink. I haven't done that very well. Washing the brush and the Now I get to use my fan brush that I ruined earlier. Uh-oh, we're making a happy little tree. Oh, God. He's made 3 trees, I haven't even made 1. Oh, wait! I'm gonna add some green, I'm gonna break the rules. You know what, nothing's wrong. They're just happy little accidents. Everything's fine. This is exactly how it's supposed to be looking. These paints are thick, and the thing is, if you make them too thin, they're easier to work with, but then they don't quite take to the t-shirt correctly because they don't catch all of the grains they're supposed to. Okay, I'm pretty happy with the trees. And then he wants me to make it look like it's misty. So I think I've got to smudge out the bottom of the trees. Oh God, he's adding snow. For a 2-inch brush, very easy. I don't have a 2-inch brush, I have this. So basically he wants me to just load it full of color, and then with a 2-inch brush that I don't own, we're just gonna follow the horizon line, I think. Got some happy trees, some snow going on the bottom here. Kind of blending with the trees, it's a little misty. There's some form of fire going on in the back of mine. So maybe this is a winter scene near a volcano. Yeah, because you would get snow near a volcano, wouldn't you? It's the volcano has erupted in the distance, and these guys are just going to be sat in their little cabin like, phew-wee. Thank God that we're safe here in our little cabin, and we don't have to worry about the volcano, because if it gets anywhere near us, it'll just melt all the snow, and then we can get to the supermarket again. There's only silver linings. Okay, now he wants me to scrape in a barn. I don't think I was supposed to put any paint on, because he keeps saying I'm not committed to what I've done, but I'm pretty committed. There's a big black blob in the middle of my thing now. I'm just gonna stick with the black. I'm gonna go for a silhouette. Bob, I'm winging it. We're gonna ditch the palette knife because it's not working for me. We're gonna go back into our black with some watery color, and I'm just gonna properly block out this barn shape, or house shape I've gone for here. Okay with that, not mad at it. I think Bob will be okay with me going my own way a little bit and just kind of running with it. I think that's what he was all about. I like to think Bob will be proud of my happy little trees and my little barn. What I'm going to do is I'm going to use a bit of this yellow I have, make it a little bit darker, and I'm going to go for some shadows. Okay, so I put in my little path. I'm now going to put in some more happy little trees. This thick kind of brown color I've just made because I want to kind of cover up this tree because I think it's gone wrong. And then I'm going to add some snow and then we should be done. Last but finally not least, I'm going to do some white highlights for a little bit more snow, as this is supposed to be a winter theme. So here it is. This is my winter scene following on from a Bob Ross tutorial. As I said during the process of making it, mine is not quite a winter scene. It's more of a volcano erupting and near a wintry cabin, and yeah. I learned a lot about this medium doing this though. The paints are weird in themselves in that they're kind of thick like oil paint, but because it's fabric paint and you're painting on fabric, it applies. Oh god, I've got paint in my hair. It applies really weird. So the blending I managed to get to do really well with like just using water. But then the problem was everything was blending with everything. And that's kind of why I covered up the trees, because I had two nice little trees and then they're actually completely gone because of everything else that was going on around it. And when I was trying to do things like layer the brown on for this tree here, or get a different color for the pathway to make it really clear and stand out, I don't know how far down you can see this. It's interesting, you know, obviously if it was oil painted on a canvas, it's going to be very, very easy to replicate what Bob was doing. I think the things that was difficult was with the palette knife, trying to use a scrape, because you are scraping away paint when you're doing that with oil paints in a canvas, whereas there's absolutely no way in hell you can scrape away paint once you put it on here. But I'm kind of happy with it. I wouldn't say thrilled with it. There's a lot I would change about it. I'm still not sure about the cabin, but I think I've done enough to kind of distract away from that mass black blob in the middle. I'm really, really happy with this tree. This is my favorite part of the entire thing. And I actually really like the way the colors blend around the sky, around the tree, and the bottom of this. So this section, like right here, which I hope you can see, that is my favorite part of the entire painting. But I'm not mad at it. It could have been so much worse. But I would definitely say that trying to follow a Bob Ross with fabric paints on a t-shirt is very difficult. So I'm gonna let this dry and then I'm gonna put it on so we can see what it actually looks like, and if it looks like a load of rubbish or if it actually looks half decent. I think the further away you stand from it, the better it could probably look. So here we are. This is the finished product of trying to follow a Bob Ross tutorial onto a t-shirt with fabric paints. I think it's come out quite cool. I quite like it. Considering my ability and considering the materials I was using and the fact that it was fabric paints rather than oil paints and fabric itself rather than a canvas, I kind of managed to get away with some of the things that were more difficult or almost impossible for me to do. Like when he was doing the barn and he was scraping away the paint to give him an outline, there was no way I was going to be able to scrape away paint. So I think I did a good job in kind of rectifying it and getting over those hurdles and kind of working with what I had to still make a resemblance of what it was that I was trying to follow. Obviously, this is not the winter scene it was supposed to be. It's more like a bit of snow with a volcano type thing going on in the background. I don't really know. But you let me know how you think I did on this. Maybe some suggestions of what you would have done, how you would have done something slightly differently. Or if there was anything that you were like, huh, Alice, that was really good. I'm very impressed with how you got over that hurdle. Then do please let me know down below. It does feel a bit weird wearing it. And I think that's because I used the water a lot, which has affected the way it sat on the t-shirt, it sat on the fabric, and it's affected a way that it's dried, which is why I've got like these little ripples, I guess. It does feel a little strange, but it's cool. I quite like it. I think it was a success. So thank you so much for hanging out with me today. It's been an absolute blast as always. If you enjoyed this video, please go show that like button some good old-fashioned love. And if you want to support the channel, go hit subscribe and ring that bell so you don't miss next time I upload a video. If there's any other challenges you want to see me do on the channel, please let me know down below and I will do my best to try it out. Stay awesome, and I will see you all in the next video. Bob Ross says, anyone can paint, right?